We're here at the O2 Arena. It's finals day at the World Tour Finals. But first off, Ash, what were your thoughts on last night's semifinal singles matches?
Well, the first match between Murray and Nadal was exactly what this tournament needed. As well as all the boys have been playing, it was lacking that standout match, and it certainly got it yesterday. Just phenomenal tennis from both Rafael Nadal and Andy Murray. Andy showed that he's capable of changing his game. He was a lot more aggressive. We saw that earlier in the week against Federer. He wasn't successful yesterday. He was really taking the ball on with his forehand, served well. And look, it was as well as both those guys can play. What more can you say about Rafael Nadal? He's answered a lot of questions this year. The US Open, a tournament he'd never made the final. He wins that. He comes here 0-6 in sets last year, and today playing for the only trophy missing on his shelf.
Well, speaking of that, if he's able to win, we actually have him in the background here warming up. What kind of mark would that make on tennis history if he's able to complete this amazing season?
Well, it would stamp his authority on one of the best years, if not the best, I've seen in my 12 years of playing from a world number one. It's difficult to compare generations, but for Rafa, just sweeping the clay court swing to win 3 majors as well as the end-of-year championships. Look, in today's game, with as much depth as men's tennis, we're going to wait a long time before we see a feat like that again.
And his opponent in the final, a familiar foe, Roger Federer, 16 Grand Slams, number 2 ranking. A bit of a down year for his standards, but he did win the Australian Open. What would a win here do for his confidence heading into 2011?
Well, it would re-establish himself. We've seen Roger through the year beat some of these top players, the Murrays. He's only played Rafa once this year, Djokovic, Soling, but he hasn't really done it all in the same tournament. So this would be a good example of that, and just a great way to end this year, move into 2011 again, knowing that he can beat all these guys and that he can do it on the big stage.
And in the doubles final, we have Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimonjic against Mahesh Bhupathi and Max Mirny. Both teams did fairly well in the semifinals to get through. Who do you have getting through in today's final?
Well, that's a tough one to call. The margins between winning and losing in doubles are so fine, it will come down to a few points. Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimonjic we saw last year when they really dominated the year. They ended up number 2, but that was just because of a poor showing here. When they play well, like they have this week, yeah, they're tough to beat. And if they can do that, I suspect they'll get the win today.
And lastly, Novak Djokovic went out in the semifinals yesterday, but perhaps bigger things on his mind. He's got the Davis Cup next week. Who do you have winning between Serbia and France?
Well, first of all, what an incredible feat by a country as small as Serbia, population less than New York City. It just shows what a global sport we currently have with tennis. I'd love to see Serbia win. It would mean so much to them and to their country, and I believe they'll do it. They're going to be very tough on home soil, a crowd bigger than here at the O2 Arena, and the English fans are a little more partial. We won't see that next week in Serbia. I believe Novak Djokovic, Nenad Zimonjic, Janko Tipsarevic get it done against the French.
Well, thanks for your time, Ash. And to catch up on all of our coverage in London, visit www.tennis-update.com.
Thanks, Fitzy.